IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati has defended his conduct of the August 9th presidential election and declaration of William Ruto as the president-elect. Chebukati, in response to Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga's petition at the Supreme Court, listed Vice Chief of Defense Forces Lieutenant General Francis Ogola, Inspector General of Police Hilary Mutyambai, Solicitor General Kennedy Ogeto, and Principal Administrative Secretary in the Office of the President Kennedy Kihara among top national government officials who were coercing him to moderate the presidential results in Odinga's favor, and in the alternative, a runoff poll ostensibly in national security interest. And as Francis Gashuri reports, Chebukati has cited his deputy Juliana Cherera and Commissioners Francis Wanderi, Irene Masit, and Justice Nyang'aya for colluding with forces keen on subverting the electorate's will and alteration of the presidential results.
IEBC Chairman Wafula Chebukati filed his response to a petition filed at the Supreme Court by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya presidential candidate Raila Odinga and his running mate Martha Karua, seeking the nullification of William Ruto's declaration as president-elect. Chebukati, who is listed as the second respondent in the petition, was described by Odinga and Karua as a rogue public officer who, with willful, fraudulent and criminal intent, set out to subvert the sovereign will of the people of Kenya and the constitutional order in the August 9th presidential election. In response, Chebukati defended his conduct as the presidential election returning officer, insisting the August 9th contest was free, fair and credible. In return, Chebukati turned the heat on top national security officials, claiming hours before he declared the presidential election results in Ruto's favor, they had piled pressure on him and the other 6 IEBC commissioners to alter the State House race outcome. In a sworn affidavit filed at the Supreme Court Registry by his legal team led by Wambua Kilonzo, Chebukati told the Apex Court of a series of behind-the-scene intrigues at the Bomas of Kenya, the National Tallying Center, on 15th of August at 10 a.m. According to Chebukati, he was informed that a team from the National Security Advisory Committee wanted to see him. That delegation was led by Principal Administrative Secretary in the Office of the President Kennedy Kihara and included Vice Chief of Defense Forces Francis Ogola, Inspector General of Police Hilary Mutyambai, and Solicitor General Kennedy Ogeto. Chebukati claims the delegation's arrival was preceded by a call he received from the head of Public Service Joseph Kinyua, informing him that top government officials were at Bomas of Kenya to discuss with him issues relating to assumption of office. According to Chebukati, the national security team cautioned him against declaring Ruto as president-elect to avert chaos in the country. The delegation's second message, according to Chebukati, was that if he could not announce Odinga as the presidential election winner, then he should state that no presidential candidate met the constitutional threshold of garnering more than half of the total votes cast and order a repeat State House race, a proposal Chebukati says was supported by his deputy Juliana Cherera and Commissioners Justice Nyang'aya, Irene Masit and Francis Wanderi, who have accused him of isolating them in commission decisions. Commissioners Professor Abdi Yakub Gulie and Boya Molu and IEBC CEO Marjan Hussein Marjan, who are in Chebukati's corner, according to the Commission's chairman's affidavit, rejected the Security Committee's proposal. The runoff proposal, according to Chebukati, was seen as a win-win situation by the 4 commissioners, with Cherera suggesting manipulation of Ruto's votes by moving 233,211 votes from his tally to adjust upwards the number of rejected votes, a move he claims he rejected and was supported by Molu, Gulie and Marjan. The National Security Advisory Committee's proposal, according to Chebukati, were preceded by similar overtures by a team that had visited him at 3 a.m. on the same day, comprising Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party Executive Director Raphael Tuju, former Attorney General Amos Wako and lawyer Chalom Bobu. Tuju and Wako, according to Chebukati, proposed that he moderates the presidential election results in Odinga's favor to avoid plunging the country into chaos. In the alternative, Tuju proposed that Chebukati and his team force a runoff, a move that would be adequately rewarded. He claims Cherera, Marsit, Wanderi and Nyang'aya supported the Wako-Tuju proposal, while his team of Molu, Gulia and Marjan rejected it. On the turnout in the presidential election, Chebukati defended the final tally he had declared at the Bomas of Kenya, pointing out that 14,239,863 voters were authenticated by the voter identification devices in 45,994 polling stations. He also defended the verification and validation of Forms 34A that were used to enter presidential results at the polling stations, and Forms 34B and Forms 34B from the constituencies. While asking the Supreme Court to dismiss the Odinga Karua petition, Chebukati says his officers were profiled, harassed, intimidated, abducted and blackmailed as part of the sabotage intended to scuttle the verification and validation of presidential election results at the Bomas of Kenya.